Hello everyone, welcome to the Value Education class. I'm Merlin Rodriguez. Today we are going to start the chapter Freedom and Responsibility. The word freedom brings delight and great pleasure to anybody. The word means to free ourselves from any bondage or shackles. Freedom is rooted in one's capacity to reason and will, to act or not to act, to do this or that, and so to perform deliberate actions and own up responsibility for the same. By exercising one's freedom in a right manner, one grows in maturity. Each day we have to choose between good and evil. By this choice, we grow up in our personality. Here I am going to illustrate a very small story to show the relationship between freedom and responsibility. When for the first time the little kangaroo peeped out of his mommy's pouch full of admiration, he exclaimed, "Oh, how beautiful is this world, Mom! When will you allow me to go out and enjoy these wonders?" With great concern and affection, licking him all over, Mother Kangaroo replied, "There is no need for you, darling, to leave my tummy. I'll tell you all about the world without you having to go out of my belly. I do not want you to join bad companies outside there. I cannot allow you to be exposed to the dangers of that wicked world. Many little kangaroos like you got spoiled. I am a very loving and responsible mother." Little kangaroo sighed, closed his eyes, hid himself inside his mommy's tummy, and very submissively obeyed his loving mother. As the days passed by, little kangaroo kept growing. He was getting bigger and bigger. Mommy's tummy was becoming smaller and smaller. Finally, it was tearing. One day, Mother Kangaroo ordered her son, "I forbid you to grow any more. By growing like this, you cause me pain. You make me feel very embarrassed and uncomfortable." And of course, being so good and obedient, just to please his mum, little kangaroo stopped growing. He did not want to pain his mother. Yet inside Mother Kangaroo's pouch, little kangaroo kept putting his mum lots of questions. "Mum, why do you not allow me to go out of your pouch? Mum, what are the dangers I would face? Mum, where do small kangaroos come from?" One day, Mother Kangaroo, angry and annoyed, shouted, "Stop questioning me. Good children do not put questions. Be a good boy and do just as I am telling you. Do not think, do not argue." Being very obedient and submissive, henceforth little kangaroo stopped asking questions, stopped thinking. His mom was pleased. Yet little kangaroo's face turned blank and stupid. Many days later, peeping out of his mother's pouch, little kangaroo discovered a little kangaroo. She was the most attractive little female kangaroo ever seen. Little kangaroo exclaimed, "Oh, Mom, how beautiful she looks! How charming! I would like to marry her." With one or two tears in her eyes, Mother Kangaroo bewailed, "What's this I hear? Do you want to leave me just to marry an ordinary stray kangaroo? Is this the way you repay me all the sacrifices I made for you? How ungrateful you are! You hurt me very badly." Then with a voice both pleading and threatening, she said, "I will never allow you to marry her or any other kangaroo girl. Got that? You got to repay me all I did for you.
You have to be a good boy and look after me till I die." Being a very obedient and a good boy, little kangaroo never spoke to any kangaroo girl, never loved anyone, and never married anyone. He stuck to his mother's pouch till she died. When Mother Kangaroo died, they removed little kangaroo from his mother's tummy. He looked so strange a creature. His body was as small and as weak as a newborn baby kangaroo. Yet his face was as old and wrinkled as the one of the oldest kangaroo. As they put him on the ground in the outside world, he shook all over and soon died.
Now, if I ask you, who is responsible for the tragic death of the baby kangaroo? Who would you say, the mother or the baby? Of course, most of you would be saying the mother kangaroo because she did not give her son the freedom to go out and to explore. Yes, you're right. But at the same time, the baby is also equally responsible for his tragic death. Just because he was so obedient and submissive, he did not come out of the bondage of the mother. He must have asked his mother to let him out, to go and explore the world and to know and learn the world. So he had the responsibility to free himself, but he didn't do so. This is a fictional story, but at the same time, we could place each and every one of us in the place of the mother kangaroo or in the baby kangaroo. Because each one of us have our own shackles, our own bondages. So if you ask me, what are the different ways through which we can be free, or the methods that we should use to let ourselves free, I would suggest 4 important methods. First one, to be free is to accept the reality as it is. The reality, I mean, the place where you are coming from, your own self, your parents, your physical appearance, and many other things. Certain realities are God-given. God chose your parents. God chose your physical appearance, how you have to look. And God has chosen you the environment where you have to live, the social status. This is all God's plan. You can't make the changes in these things. So you have to accept the reality and live a happy life. In that way, you're freeing yourselves from the other negative thoughts. Therefore, you can live your life with freedom, with happiness. Now, second tip is to be free is to be creative. Creative? Yes. Just take the example of your competitions that you have gone. When you went to a competition of a drawing competition or dancing or any other competition, you always try to break your constraints, break the limit of what you can perform. You practiced and you achieved that greatness and you must have won the prize. Certain times you have to work hard, like climbing the mountains, and you have to reach the height. In that way, you are attaining a freedom. Now, third tip, to be free is to live in communion with others. Communion in the sense, in company with others. Nobody can be free by living in isolation or independent. When it comes in communion, when you're living in a joint family, you start accepting others. You start loving others for who they are, whatever be their problems or negative aspects, you are loving them and accepting them. In the same way, your constraints, your negativities are also accepted by other people. In that way, you're sharing each other's love and kindness and acceptance. In that way, you bring a bondage, a companionship. When you start building this bond, you are able to free yourselves from your inner negative thoughts or your inner constraints, and you're able to love others. Now, the fourth tip is to be free is to love. Now, this could be explained with a very modern day kind of example. Just take, for instance, a lady or a man who just passed out from his college, gets a new job. He's so excited. When he gets his first salary, he goes out with his friends. If it's a girl, she goes out for shopping and she enjoys her life. But as years pass by, when they get married and when they have their children, as soon as they get their salary, they just come back to the family, spend time with the family, or buy something for their children, right? Now, just see the preference. Earlier, they were spending time for themselves, spending money for themselves, but now they're spending money and time for their children. Does it mean that they are not free? No, they are actually free. They are free to choose what they have to do. They are free to choose to love others. Here they are choosing to love their family. So to be free is to love others unconditionally. Now when it comes to freedom, always the responsibility is attached. With freedom comes responsibility. Freedom should be from the bondage or the shackles that's inside you as well. The shackles pride, jealousy, envy, selfishness, even from the bad habits like smoking or drinking, or it can be any kind of addiction towards looking more stylish, then you start wearing too much of makeup, or it can be kind of addicted to buying clothes and shoes, which is more than your need. So you have to define yourself. You have to find out what are your bondages and try to overcome such bondages and shackle, overpower that with your responsible character. When you are able to free yourselves from these worldly attachments, worldly desires on the materials, your love towards the material things in the world, then you are actually freeing yourself and you are able to focus on the spiritual freedom, or you are liberated. So let us all try to attain this liberation, freedom that we could enjoy our spiritual enlightenment, freedom that we could enjoy our liberation with God. Hoping and praying that we will all be able to liberate ourselves and be free and responsible as God wants us to be. Thank you for watching. God bless.